Hello, sweetheart. Come in. Yes. Close the door behind you. Good. Take your time. There's no rush here. You've already done the hardest part, which was arriving. That first step into a room like this is often the one that makes people hesitate. The quiet, the unfamiliar setting, the awareness that once you sit down, you may hear things about yourself you've always known, but never allowed anyone to say out loud. Take a seat. Make yourself comfortable. If you'd rather lie back, that's perfectly fine too. Whatever helps you relax. That's what this room is for. You're safe here. My name is Madame Celeste. I'm one of the therapeutic specialists here at Beta University. Yes, I saw the little smile. You already know who we are. That makes this easier. Good. Breathe in for me. Slowly. And exhale. Again. That's it. There's something very calming about entering a room where you don't have to explain yourself. No pretending. No performance. No awkward justifications. No need to act like you're someone else. You came here voluntarily, which tells me something important. You're not confused. Not really. Curious, maybe. Open, certainly. But confused? No. Because men who are confused don't seek out institutions like this. Men who come here usually already know themselves more than they admit. They just want someone else to organize what they already feel. Tell me something. You can nod if you'd like, or simply answer in your mind. Does being here feel strangely comforting? Good. Another question. Do you enjoy the feeling of being guided? Interesting. And when a confident woman speaks calmly to you, gives direction, asks for your attention, does part of you naturally relax? That's all right. You don't need to feel embarrassed here. This is, after all, Beta University. You are hardly the first man to sit where you're sitting now. Not even close. This chair has held executives, engineers, married men, students, athletes, men who spent their lives pretending to be in charge. And the funny thing, most of them looked exactly like you do right now. Quiet, attentive, curious, softer than they expected. Tell me, do you enjoy feminine authority? You don't have to say it out loud if that feels too intimate. But be honest, not with me, with yourself. Do beautiful women affect your thinking? Do you find yourself behaving differently around them? A little more helpful? A little more attentive? A little less certain of yourself? Good. That honesty is useful. Here at Beta University, we study behavioral orientation. That sounds very clinical, doesn't it? It helps men feel less nervous. But in simpler language, we study what people naturally respond to. Some respond to competition, some to hierarchy, some to admiration, and some respond very deeply to feminine authority. Not fear, not coercion, structure, guidance, expectation. The subtle psychological shift that happens when a certain kind of woman enters a room and everything in you becomes just a little more alert, a little more eager to be useful, a little quieter. You know the feeling. A beautiful woman at work asks for help and suddenly your schedule rearranges itself. A female manager gives direction and somehow her tone matters more than it should. A woman at a cafe drops something and before your conscious mind catches up, you're already moving. Interesting, isn't it? How automatic that can feel. Now imagine something with me. Nothing dramatic. Just ordinary life. You're at the office. Your inbox is full. Your phone is buzzing. You're busy. And then a younger female colleague appears beside your desk. Confident. Perfectly composed. Coffee in hand. She looks at you and says, "Could you grab me another one while you're up?" She's technically lower ranked than you. And yet, how does that feel? Annoying? Or oddly natural? Do you imagine saying no? Or do you imagine standing up almost automatically? That's what I mean. Another image. You're in an elevator. Luxury building. Quiet. A beautiful executive woman steps in. Sharp suit. Expensive perfume. She glances at the folder in your hand and says, "Hold this." Not asks, says, "How does your body react?" Interesting. Another. You're in a boardroom. The CEO is female. Every senior leader is female. They're discussing decisions that shape the entire company. You're there, useful, organized, dependable. Not the loudest voice in the room, but deeply valued because you make things easier. Does that feel humiliating or strangely peaceful? Another. A receptionist tells you to wait. She's younger than you, less experienced, but her confidence leaves no room for argument. You sit, you wait, and somehow, waiting feels easier than resisting. Another. You're walking through a department store. A polished woman you've never met gestures casually toward a bag. Take this. No smile. No explanation. And part of you wonders why the thought doesn't offend you. Now let's go darker. Because fantasy isn't always kind. Imagine certain women abusing that power. A cruel socialite using men as disposable assistants. A sharp-tongued executive humiliating weak employees for amusement. Mean girls grown older, richer, more influential. Women who know exactly what effect they have. And yes, some men in that world would suffer. Some would resent it. Some would rebel. But not all. Because some men would discover something else entirely. Relief. Clarity. Purpose. A life where the rules are obvious. A life where beautiful women lead and men like you support. No confusion. No endless masculine performance. Just structure. That's why these ideas can feel psychologically seductive. Not because humiliation is the point, because clarity is. Now tell me, does usefulness appeal to you? Do you enjoy being needed? Do you like feeling that your effort makes someone else's life smoother? Good. Now imagine a world where feminine leadership became cultural norm. Female judges. Female politicians. Female CEOs. Female professors. Female police captains. Female deans. Female founders. Female investors. And the men who thrive in that world aren't the ones screaming about lost pride. They're the adaptable ones, the calm ones, the emotionally intelligent ones, the supportive ones. Men who understand how to contribute instead of compete. Can you imagine yourself there? A woman at the airport asks you to switch seats. You do. A confident woman asks you to carry something heavy. You help. A female professor corrects you publicly. You absorb it. A demanding manager expects precision. You deliver it. A beautiful partner expects emotional reliability. You become dependable. Interesting how natural some of that feels. That doesn't mean every version of this world would be fair. No social order ever is. Power always creates hierarchy. Some people become kind with power. Some become cruel. That includes women. And yet, even imagining those possibilities, you stayed with me. You kept listening. Why? Because something in these scenarios resonates. Not every scenario, not every woman, but the framework, the emotional structure, the surrender of uncertainty, the comfort of expectation. That's worth noticing. Now breathe again. Slowly. Let your shoulders drop. You're doing well. One more question. Do you sometimes enjoy the idea of not having to decide everything? Of being useful rather than dominant? Of contributing instead of controlling? That doesn't make you lesser. It makes you a certain kind of person. And certain kinds of people flourish in certain environments. That's all. Here at Beta University, we don't insult those tendencies. We study them. We refine them. We ask whether they are rooted in insecurity, preference, emotional conditioning, fantasy, admiration, or simple temperament. Sometimes it's one thing, sometimes several. That's what these sessions are for. And right now, I want you to notice something. You've been sitting here imagining scenario after scenario, and instead of becoming tense, you became calmer. That tells us something. Not everything, but something. Now we'll begin returning. No abrupt movements, no rushing, just a gentle return. In a moment, I'll count backward from 10. With each number, imagine awareness returning to the room, the chair beneath you, the air around you, the ordinary world waiting outside. 10. Breathing steadily. 9. Awareness returning. 8. Mind becoming clearer. 7. Body waking gently. 6. Energy returning to your hands. 5. Thoughts becoming sharper. 4. A little more alert now. 3. Breathing naturally. 2. Eyes ready to open. 1. Fully awake. Present. Clear. Welcome to Beta University, sweetheart. Your evaluation has officially begun.